Nothing corrupt. You're good. Yeah. Alright. So, this one is Umineko no Naku Tsubasa. And I'm not entirely sure what it's all about. I've been told I should play it, and it's not an overly long game. So let's see what it is. This is apparently also a fan translation, as were the other games of a sort. But so as you can see, there's still some Japanese in there. But let's get started, I guess. Letter from Burncastle. Letter written by Burncastle. Just what is it exactly is this? So it's also a tiny screen, so bear with me. To my beloved friend, are you feeling well? Such a conventional greeting would most certainly sound like sarcasm to you now. That's why it'd be kinder of me to ask like this. Are you still alive, my beloved friend? Oh yeah, and it goes back to the traditional art, so which will be an interesting change of pace, I guess. Thanks for the reply the other day. I was very surprised that you still had energy to at least write to me. Well, the one who urged you to write an answer was me, though. Even so, the fact that you mustered energy to at least write for me, for my sake, was a great surprise. Or a miracle. And also, thanks for the valuable suggestion. I agree with your opinion, too. Perhaps the wire puller is indeed Lambda Delta. That girl probably found a witch who has the worst affinity with me. Hello, welcome. Just to take revenge on me and waited for me to be lured. And I fell to her trap like a duck. I see. I guess this is so ridiculous that it made you write to me. I feel you're wearing your malicious smile. But when I think about your disease, maybe she is a precious being to me. If she is a much higher ranked witch than I, it means that is very close to your disease. In other words, it means that is the only way to escape from the disease that eats into you. No, into us. And she is putting it into practice. And ironically, it also means she's teaching it to me. Well, it doesn't matter. But if by getting on with that girl's farce your disease will get better, I'd like you to please lend me your strength. Lambda Delta. Boasted that I will absolutely not be able to win in this game board. At that time, I paradoxically identified the rule X. She's really a stupid girl. In other words, it's like the story that always starts from June 20th. Probably. This is the core of the witch Beatrice. Indeed, if we consider it that way, this witch named Beatrice certainly is interesting. She opened up a world that that girl, and you didn't know. The rule Y that makes it into the source of the magic. It seems Lambda Delta touched it a bit, but she can't possibly reach her level. If we call this very thing as magic, except for Beatrice, certainly not one of us can be called a witch. Oh. That is actually pretty low. that a bit better? Sorry about that. I hear it normally, I guess. Sorry. Is that better? Okay. Maybe I shouldn't mess with the volume on my headset then. Oh well. Okay. Sorry. New game setup, I guess. I also a tad late because I had to mess with settings to get this up and running in the first place. If we call this very thing as magic, except for Beatrice, certainly not one of us can be called a witch. In that sense, we may say that since she put together her own magic system, even if she enters the beginner's class as a witch, her level already surpasses the witches, and she is starting to step even into your level. If she were strongly aware of that, and comprehended it, not even Lambda Delta would be a match for her, and I even less. And, most probably, I'll be affected with the same disease as you. However, even so, this is really interesting. I see this rule Y as the very existence of the witch Beatrice. That's right. I managed to analyze this far. And certainly there's one more rule. The rule Z. Because the number of phenomena being observed that can't be explained with rules X and Y alone is way too big. Rule Z's true colors are unknown. By Lambda Delta's speech, it seems that this component has a lethally bad affinity to me. If we take that as a hint, what on earth could it be? For now, I assume that this rule Z is a maze-like existence putting haze over the truth. In other words, a maze to not let me come close to rules X and Y. My power is just like writing up a map, making sure of all the forks of the maze, spending 100 years. In other words, no matter how complex is the maze, one day I'll certainly be able to walk through it. By the way, if it was Lambda Delta, I guess she'd just keep on walking along the walls until she arrived at the exit, even if it took 1,000 years. No, it feels more like she would cut through all the walls by making holes in a straight line until the exit without taking detours at all. What on earth could such a maze with bad affinity with me be? There's only one thing I can think of. In other words, if it is a maze where it's meaningless to write maps, for example, would it be alright to say that it is a maze of indefinite shape that constantly changes the shape flexibility? I see. If it is this general idea, I may be able to explain it with the rock-paper-scissors game that Lambda Delta speaks of. Even if it is a maze that I can't walk through with my power, it must not be an obstacle for her, who can go towards a goal through the walls. Alright. So should I stop and read Higurashi first? I can understand it using this general idea. But if I try to grasp it as a rule, I can't understand it at all. Because, originally, rules are immutable things, right? Indefinite things being rules are beyond my common sense. Even though it should be solid, it possesses a fluid face, like Mercury. In Latin, Mercury means living silver. They believed it that leads to perpetual youth, and it was highly valued as research object of the alchemists. It's ironic. In other words, it links to the alchemy and the witches, as she calls herself. Unless I can unravel this rule Z, no, just because I can't unravel it, Beatrice will be exactly a witch. After writing so much, I got irritated. If you did read until here, you must be laughing. You can bet. Very soon you'll want to sneer at me even more after seeing my troubled face. Before long, I'll go to pay you a visit. The get-well gift will be me. You can sneer at me as much as you want. You like it, right? To do that. So I can meet a friend I haven't seen for so long. Please revive. From your friend who still believes to be dear to you, Burncastle. Love is an illusion, a misunderstanding. Mutual love is a mutual misunderstanding of being mutually loved. And engagement is a vow to not wake up. Many things were found from his room. From those evidence, it's possible to deduce that I am loved by you. Many things were found from my room. From those evidence, it's possible to deduce that I also love you. Shit, that's fast. Umineko no Naku Kodo ni Tsubasa. I can't even read the subscript there. And I'm not progressing, that's all auto. New features have been added. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween! Alright. Alright. The witch Tanabata isn't sweet. Writing a wish on a bamboo leaf and hanging it is a familiar event in the human world. However, the witch's Tanabata seems to be a little bit different. The witch's Tanabata isn't easy going. Very soon it will be Tanabata, a familiar event marked by the hanging of pieces of paper, with wishes written on them on bamboo branches. It is not often that such wishes are granted, but sometimes spirits and souls of the dead, or even demons and witches, will find the wishes by chance and grant them. Ushiromiya Maria was supposed to write one of these at school. There was plenty of paper, so students were allowed to use several pieces, if they could think of enough wishes. At first, everyone was excited about writing a lot of them, but after writing 2 or 3, despite their youth, they realized to their surprise that they could only write trivial things, such as, I want to be rich, or I want to become blank. However, unlike the other children, Maria thought that writing one wish was enough. I wish that Mama will come home every day. Rosa was busy with work and had to spend the night there often. In the manner of a young child, Maria understood that was just part of her mother's job. But that didn't mean she wasn't lonely. She wrote down her simple wish about her mother coming home every day. By the way, have you ever thought about who grants the wishes written on these pieces of paper? There are a lot of theories, such as the Tanabata legend or the countless ancient gods of Japan, but in fact, all are wrong. What grants the wish is that which is closest to the person who wrote it. It can be the so-called guardian spirits or ancestors of the person. For those without a spiritual guardian such as that, it can be their parents or a close friend. And to Maria, the witch was even closer to her than her own mother. So, in Maria's dreams on the night of Tanabata, Beato accepted the wish that the girl had entrusted to that piece of paper, and read it. Maria, Maria, can you hear my voice? Oh, Juicy, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. I'm not entirely sure where this is going, but welcome to the adventure. And the odd art. It's not bad. It's just odd. It's very unique. Oh, it's Beatrice. Beatrice came to Maria in a dream. Yes. Today you hung a Tanabata wish on some bamboo, did you not? That wish has reached me. Therefore I have come to you to grant that wish. Really? Thanks, Beatrice. Ooh. Because Beatrice told me to. Quite simply. Well then, about your wish. You wish that your mother would come home every day. But is that really all right? Yes. That alone makes me happy. Yeah, really, that's it. I finished Umineko. I read all the way through chapter 8. And she suggested this, so I'm reading it. Apparently it's a short one. If you've got any complaints, bring it up with her, I guess. Beato crossed her arms and started mumbling. It looked as though she was mulling over how best to refuse and not grant the wish. Yes, this, as far as I know. When Maria saw Beato, who she believed could do anything, make a face like that, Maria grew anxious. Ooh. Is having Mama come back a difficult wish to grant? No. To make it plain, it's as easy as pie. It's not anything difficult at all. But Maria, think carefully. Is just having Mama come home enough? If I grant that wish with magic, then starting tomorrow your mother will return home every day. However, even if she does come home, she won't necessarily be in a good mood, you see? Yeah, this is Umineko Tsubasa. Not quite sure what that means, but that's what it is. Rosa was the president of a small company. Things hadn't gone as planned yet, and every day was a precarious financial situation. She was desperately trying to expand her business by clinging on to any order she could get, and using that to bring in more requests little by little. If Rosa were to come home at a set time every day in this state, it would not end well. I've said some of my thoughts already, but one second. In order for Rosa's company to achieve financial security overnight, she would have to make a wish herself, and make it clear exactly how and where the magic should be used. But even if the magic from Maria's wish might reach Rosa, it would not extend to Rosa's company. In short, the wish would be granted by Rosa suddenly losing her job, or else with the company being suddenly crushed so that Rosa could be at home every day. Really? That probably wasn't the wish Maria was hoping for. Because of this, Beato had come into Maria's dream to ask what her true wish was. Oh yeah, there's a manga too, and I'm supposed to apparently read chapter 7 or something. That does it a bit better. I don't know, there's a lot of you should do it in this order type stuff going on. But my thoughts on Umineko. First off, it's very, very long. Much longer than anything I've encountered before, quite honestly. Second, it's kind of fascinating. I like most of the characters, and you can actually learn to hate some, like Rosa here. But with some of you guys is explaining some of it, the indefinite outcome, the cat box aspect of it, I understand it, but I'm not too liking of that. Yeah, and it's... You could truncate a fair amount of it, cut out a lot of the fluff, and it would be a much more condensed version, but even with that, it'd still be pretty long. Of the ending, huh? The ending was different. I'm not quite sure how to feel about that. I read both endings, the trick and the magic ending. I did the trick one first because that's more core to my beliefs. In the real world, anyway. There's no magic in the real world. But the magic one was understandable. I could see that. It's... The whole game is kind of a tease. They lead you on and lead you on and lead you on and never explain anything. After such a very long story, that can grind a lot of gears, I'd imagine. But the ending of Angie meeting Battler as a different person, it's an interesting take. And I can see that as being something that could actually happen. And probably has sometime in the actual world, not Angie and Beatrice, but somebody losing their memories, then getting it, then not wanting to be that old person. They become another person. Yeah, the names are kind of switched. You learn more answers in the question arc than and the answer arc gives more questions. Think and think. Metafiction stuff. Well, the metafiction was interesting and a unique take on stories. And in and of itself, that's not the bad part. It's the whole premise of the cat box thing. The way I've gone through the entirety of life is there is something in that box. It's either alive or it is dead. It is not both. It's one or the other. And even before you open the box, the answer's right there. That's how I've handled most everything, and most of the world logistically works. So having that, it could be anything applied to everything, is jarring. Alright. I'll be streaming it myself later on. After this Tsubasa thing, I'm going to be taking a break from Umineko, doing the Night of the Oberdin, on the Oberdin, whatever it is. Just to get a break from witches, I guess. But yeah, it was pretty cool, and I'm very glad I went on the journey of Umineko. One of the other things, it's minor but kind of satisfying. I now understand those references. Or now have the ability to understand all those references. Because every so often, even during my stream, I'd go into game forums and such, and I'd see a picture of Battler, and it's like, I know that guy. I know what they're kind of talking about now. But I hadn't finished it, so I couldn't look at any spoilers or any of that stuff. Probably not. I know that when you're talking about, I'm not big on fighting games. Never quite have been. Played Street Fighter back in the day, and played Soul Calibur some, but I've never been a fighting guy. It's, I cheese shit in those games. I've never been one to memorize combos and perfect movements and whatnot. I do love the sprite work, and I think actually most of my, alert stuff is from there. So, I like the artwork, not so much the genre of fighting games. Oh, cool. It's perfecto, huh? Interesting. I might give it a shot later on down the line, but I've got 2 too many other things to do right now than try a game I know I'm already not partial to. Anywho. So, Maria, let me hear your true wish. Your wish is not just that your mother comes home, right? No. Just having Mama come home every day isn't good enough. That's right. What comes after that is what you truly wish for. The desire for Mama to come home was only the beginning of Maria's true wish. The wish she truly desired was something that must not remain abstract. Normally, if the ones granting the wish were mischievous, they would grant it no matter how abstract it was. But Beato was Maria's close friend, so she didn't play that kind of trick. Because she knew that Maria's true wish was something more. Mama will come home, and then Mama will always come home early and make dinner with Maria. And then we'll have fun talking together, peeling potatoes, setting up dishes. And then we'll watch TV together, laugh together at some funny show, and enjoy our meal. That will surely be fun. That will surely be happiness. She didn't just want her mother to come home every day. The happiness painted in Maria's mind continued much longer after that. It was something wonderful, even just to imagine. A meal that the two made together and could enjoy together while chatting. Maria had never once asked to eat out. Just eating at the table with her mother was more than enough. Even though it only happened rarely, Maria wished for it to happen every day. The glimpse of that dream world made Beato laugh warmly. Maria wished for her to somehow grant that wish, but Beato simply giggled and spoke again. Is that enough? Huh? I do believe that this dream of yours includes more than just a happy dinner. That wish still needs more to it before I can listen to it. What you truly wish for surely continues much further after having that fun meal. Of course. A fun meal between mother and daughter was only the beginning of a fun family lifestyle. I'll make tea for Mama, and as we drink our delicious tea together, we'll watch TV, then I'll heat up the bath and we'll take a bath together. I'll even put in one of those bubble-filled bath bombs that Mama loves. Then we'll splash around, having fun in the tub, and make even more bubbles. Then she'll kiss me goodnight, get things ready for tomorrow, and go to sleep. Then the sun will rise, and we'll make up early, and wake Mama up when she oversleeps. Good morning, Sakataro. Well, I know. I'll bring Mama something to drink. I'll bring her some chilled original blend vegetable juice in a chilled cup. If she drinks it right after waking up, she'll feel refreshed and smile. I'll put bread in the toaster and cover it with rose-flavored jam. Then I'll wait for the morning paper and set it on Mama's chair. Alright, I'll be back soon, Sakataro. After a morning like this, I'll be happy all day long at school. School is fun too, and everyone in the rabbit band is always happy as well. They really make a ruckus in my pocket. So I'm sure that Mama will make lots of progress in work. So I'm sure that Mama will come home in a good mood. So I'm sure that we will always be happy every day. Itchy nose. I could hear a monotonous electronic sound buzzing. It was the sound of my alarm clock. That's a phone. That's right. I was dreaming the whole time. I wish that Mama will come home every day. A small piece of bamboo with that piece of paper hanging from it was beside my pillow. I wonder if that's why I had such a strange dream. Beatrice came from Rakanjima, and clearly drew for me a world that I couldn't see at all before at the time I wrote that wish down. A world where my desire for nothing more than that Mama would come home every day was expanded more and more into infinity. No, that's not all. Until a second ago, I really was inside that world. I'm sure that, for just the smallest of moments, Beatrice granted my wish for me using her strange magic. She had endlessly explained my conservative and unambitious wish. After all, Beatrice is the endless witch. And if the world she showed me was made by magic, then as a witch apprentice I should be able to do it too. That happy dream, which was so faint that the alarm had drawn me away from it, I should be able to make it into something real. As a witch apprentice, Maria knew how to make that magic a reality. Ooh. By believing. Yes. By believing in magic, it gains power. So Maria strongly believed that it had not been a dream, but something that could be made into reality. What was the first thing I did on that happy morning? That's right. First, I'll wake Mama up. I'll bring her some vegetable juice in a chilled cup. Maria jumped out of bed and headed for the kitchen. She wanted to let her mother know that this was the start of a happy morning, which would lead to a happy day and a happy tomorrow. Thank you, Beatrice. Thanks for making my Tanabata wish come true. The end. What the heck? So in the end, Beto didn't grant any wish. Berncastle shrugged mockingly. Lambda Delta, who had been chuckling at how sweet the story had been, looked annoyed at this wet blanket response. Beatrice commented that Bern didn't understand. It's not like that. I weaved a fragment of the world Maria desired, and gave her the key which led to there. All that remained was for Maria to use that key and open the door. Even if that were to make her happy, Maria herself was the one who made that wish come true, not you. You're as twisted as ever, I see, Bern. There's no way for a wish to be granted unless there is a strong desire for it to come true. Humans with a will that strong will eventually grant that wish themselves, regardless of whether a witch grants it or not. There is no room for witches. I wouldn't even grant a weak-willed wish. Yeah, seriously. A certain future dwells within certain willpower. Our infatuation with the strength of that will leads us to just unconsciously lend our power, right? Yes, precisely. It wouldn't be interesting if the wish weren't bold enough to make us unconsciously want to lend our power. Bern, you take people's efforts and the strength of their wishes a little too lightly. Beato and Lambda kept lamenting how much Bern didn't understand. Oh? Then Lambda, how would you grant a wish? Have you also granted someone's wish on a Tanabata? Oh? What of you, Lady Lambda Delta? I imagine that one who is so often adored by humans, such as yourself, would be an expert at granting wishes. Me? I keep it simple. I just fairly and equally encourage everyone to give it their all. Lambda Delta is the witch of certainty. She praises the willpower to certainly succeed until the very end. Despite possessing both innocence and cruelty, she also has a more tender side with regards to people's passion. The most common wishes I get are, I want to be super rich, or I want to move on to higher things, or I want to solidify my current position. Things like that. Just now, you said that you fairly and equally encourage everyone, but do you really grant such impudent wishes for everyone? Of course not. I avoid granting those wishes to everyone in equal measure. But in exchange, I watch over the children, those who don't slack off in their efforts until that wish is realized, also in equal measure. Lambda will never smile upon humans who wish to become super rich, but do nothing to work towards that goal. Also, she will never grant success to those who try only once to become super rich. What Lambda Delta bestows is not the fulfillment of the wish, but the power needed to achieve it. The wish, I want to be super rich, can actually be granted by anyone, you see. Of course, after a fitting amount of effort. I guarantee the fruitfulness of those efforts. However, you make no guarantees about the necessary amount of effort for that to be granted, right? I see. The fruits of labor will eventually be granted, but you make no promises about when that will be. You're quite a mean person. You think so? Just how much do you think that the guarantee that it will eventually be granted without fail is worth? You know, I like people who work hard. I like people who throw away everything for that goal, and who are capable of abandoning themselves to that unending self-torment. Those who make their wishes to Lambda Delta must strongly believe that those wishes will be granted eventually. Without that strength of heart, those wishes will not reach Lambda Delta, and never again would power dwell in the magic of certainty. And, to those people who certainly never give up and do not forget the meaning of hard work, it's merely blasphemy to their hard work to have their wishes granted by another. That's why Lambda Delta would never dirty their precious hard work. All she promises is to point out the fact that certain resolution will bring forth a future of certainty. And just that is enough for them. And she will definitely grant that wish, no matter what kind of wish. Definitely, someday. Even if the wish were to be made by a young girl who wanted to become a god. So, that is the magic of certainty. A magnificent power that is in no way inferior to my own endless magic. Yeah, right, it's way better. You rock. I'm paper. Not only that, I'm super paper. And that's been twisted twice. Twisted twice means that you're all wound up. Fits you perfectly. Doesn't it? With Lambda, the only one who didn't get it, all three witches cackled together. Lady Burncastle, are you not the witch who controls miracles? There must be as many humans who want you to grant a wish as there are stars in the sky. Well, they are miracles. Things that shouldn't be granted are granted. I imagine lowborns with double the normal ambition, but a dislike of work, would love that. But that's no good. Those filthy wishes are unfitting for someone as wonderful as you, Burn. Before you look at wishes of people like that, grant my wish first, Burn. You're suffocating me. Let go. Miracles are called miracles because they don't happen. For me, to doing something as easy as granting a wish would itself be a miracle. Human passions don't amount to much to witches, but it seems they don't amount to anything at all to you. I don't want to hear that from someone whose name is known for her cruelty, like you. Not much I can say against that. I may have been too uncharacteristically soft. Well, you were really easygoing when it comes to Maria, Beato. You should spread that around to more people besides Maria. It's like sugar that's precipitated. Completely. And not just Beato. You too, Lambda. You've been a bit too easygoing today. Dried plum goes better in tea than sugar does. Burn. It's not like Tanabata comes every day, right? Go and grant at least one wish. No way. With a fed-up look on her face, Burn disappeared. In the process of living 1,000 years, she had lost her human heart. She didn't like sweet or heartwarming stories. Beato laughed coldly, as though this was the way a witch was supposed to be. In her expression, no longer was there any of the warmth that had woven Maria's happiness. You're telling me to grant at least one wish because it's Tanabata? I am a witch, the witch who governs miracles. No matter what kind of effort, fortune, enthusiasm, or unity, I know that at the end of it all, there is no miracle waiting. Specifically because I know that there will be no miracle, I am the witch of miracles. In that case, just whose wish are you saying I should grant? So what if it's Tanabata? They're just being a little too festive. Expanding a happy dream into infinity? After that brings success no matter what? And so sickeningly sweet that my tongue will fall off. How revolting. It's the same to you, right? Therefore, I will show you a true, witch-like granting of a wish. Because you're obviously looking forward to that. Small Angie received a small piece of paper at school. Wrote, "I wish for my family to come home" on it. Hung it on a bamboo branch, and fastened that to her bedpost. Then she clapped, and made her wish again, so that it would come true. Having wished with all her might, Burn appeared. Burn appeared to her in the land next to illusions, the world of slumber. Hello, Angie. Is that your wish? Yeah? Who are you? I will not tell you my name. This is the world of slumber, a world like the receding tide. Even if you hear my name, it will not remain in your memory. Well then, your wish. I wouldn't mind causing a miracle in granting your wish. Alright, hello. Welcome. You can't hear me, really. Oh, I'm probably on your end. Might have to look into the Facebook settings, maybe. If I can. Anyway. Hello. Really? Really? Yes. Really. However, magic is something that will not be granted unless you wish for it strongly and work hard for it. I hear that's how it works, according to Lambda. It's such a pain. Angie was not able to hide her surprise at this witch, who showed up in the world of her dreams, claiming that she would grant her wish. However, she felt that the witch wanted something in exchange for the miracle. But if her family would come home, Angie thought that she would accept any undertaking. I'll work as hard as you want me to, Witch-sama. Please hear my wish. I understand. If you follow my instructions every single day, if your desire for that wish to be truly granted reaches the heavens, at that time I will definitely pay you another visit and grant your wish. Oh, cool. It works. Although that could be 1 year from now, 5 years from now, or perhaps 10 or more years from now. In that regard, I guess I'm about the same as Lambda. In the end, I'll grant it, so it's not exactly unkind. Alright, cool. Good luck with that, but I'm just reading what's on the screen, except for now. Well, let me know if it has a shot. Subtitle stuff seems to work pretty decent. Maybe I'll be more enunciative. In that regard, I guess I'm about the same as Lambda. In the end, I'll grant it, so it's not exactly unkind. Then, Witch-sama, what should I strive for? Today, you were told by your foster mother, Ushumiya Eva, to think of her as a replacement for your mother, and that you could count on her for anything, right? Yes. Eva had said that to Angie today. We are connected because we are aunt and niece. But we are also connected in that I have lost a child, and you have lost your parents. And we cannot trick ourselves into thinking of each other as replacements for our lost family. Even so, I think of you as my own child. So if you could allow that, then I'd like you to think of me as your mother, and I want you to rely on me for whatever you need. Eva had hugged Angie as she said that. Oh, sorry. Do it next time. Get little plug-in ones so you can hear without being noticed. Maybe. I'm not at fault if you start slacking off. That's on you. To the young Angie, Mom was Mom, and Eva definitely wasn't. However, she understood the meaning of those words, and the affection verging on sorrow. But, as she would be expected from a child her age, she needed time to accept this. Yes, Eva Oba-san definitely said that. If you wish, from the bottom of your heart, for your real mother to return, then you mustn't give the position of mother away to somebody else so easily. If your real mother loses her position as your mother, then she will never come back home. To the young Angie, that seemed very logical. If she accepted someone who wasn't her mother as her mother, then when her real mother came back, there would be no place for her to return. Bit loud. Okay. For your real mother's sake, this is important, right? Yes. Witch-sama? Eva Oba-san is Eva Oba-san. I will certainly never call her Mom. I won't think of her as Mom. Good. And Eva Oba-san said something else, right? Right now we cannot forget the scars on our hearts, and together we have forgotten how to smile. However, I believe that this would surely sadden my child and your parents. Wouldn't it be all right if we could remember how to smile, if only a little bit at a time? Of course, we can't do this right away. We have to remember our forgotten smiles, bit by bit. That's why I've decided that from today on, I'll try my best to practice smiling. That's weird, isn't it? Angie-chan, if you ever remember how to smile, please show me too. I feel that if we do that, we'll be able to remember how to smile even more. Yes, Eva Oba-san definitely said that. To one who wishes for their family to return, such as you, pain and sorrow strong enough to lift that wish to the heavens are necessary. Until that day, you mustn't show your smile. I mustn't show my smile. Yes, that's right. I'll be watching over you. If it seems like a smile is going to come upon your face, even once, I will accept that as a sign that you don't care if your family comes back or not anymore. I promise you that the miracle of them coming home will never happen. I don't want that. I certainly won't smile. Till Dad and Mom and Oni-chan come home, I will certainly never smile. You mustn't feel happiness. You mustn't feel joy. you must never forget the sorrow of losing your family. And stay away from the demon who will try to make you forget that, who will try to deceive you. Ushiromiya Eva will try and crush that resolve many times with her sweet words. But you must never listen to them, alright? Eva is a demon who will try and steal away your family for all eternity. No, she actually did steal them away. My resolve won't be broken. Until my wish is granted, I certainly will not listen to Eva Obasan's words. So please, grant my wish, Witch-sama. Yes, as long as you continue to keep your promise. Then in the end, I will definitely appear before you and grant your wish. It's all right. I will definitely not ignore your pure-hearted resolve. Alrighty. Castle is kind of a bitch. The next morning, Yoshimi and Angie clearly announced it to Eva. They were the magic words that would bring forth the miracle of her family coming home. And the words were a curse that the cruel witch had made her say. Alright, gotta go. See ya. Thanks for stopping by. And you got Facebook chat working, so that's one step closer to things working out. Anyway, thank you. Have a good one. And get those earplugs. Or headphones, whatever. From that day on, those words stole the smiling faces from Angie and Eva for all eternity. To a witch's eyes, isn't this kind of Tanabata more wonderful? Ah, I won't be bored. At least, not for a while. These kinds of fragments exist, but what do you think? All of you who love this kind of ill-natured story like this level of pain more, don't you? Is this good enough, Beato? All I really did was make it a tale more suited to my role. Umineko no Naku Koro ni Chiru. No. Naku Koro ni Tsubasa. Not Chiru. But, thanks, Burnt. Really cool. Awesome. Wonderful wish granting. True hero of the story, huh? Yeah. Game Master Battler. With the end of episode 5, Battler has achieved the rank of Game Master. However, being the Game Master isn't as easy as he thought it would be. Oh yeah, no, it's just, you just make shit up and it works, right? Kanji. Fucking kanji. Game Master Battler. Let's make sure I keep coming back down. After episode 5, Battler has finally become the Game Master. In a way, it wouldn't be odd to consider Battler, who now has a commanding view of the game board and can freely spin this story, a godlike existence. However, unlike the god of our creed, it isn't easy being Game Master. After all, he must decide everything and draw everything himself. It isn't an occupation where he can just leisurely smile down on the world from above the clouds. The stage of Beato's game board is a small island, entangled in complicated rules and with a mere 2-day time limit. Spinning that story isn't easy. At first, Battler had been laid back, believing he could mold the story however he wanted, but he soon realized that was a naive way of thinking. Jeez, this is more of a pain than I expected. No, isn't it? Isn't it? People who don't know the truth think you can slap together a story however you want, but it's a real feat. Putting together a scenario for a whole episode while still making sure everything matches up with the rules of Beato's game board is actually really hard. Lambda Delta, who had been in charge during the previous game in episode 5, swaggered around in delight that someone finally understood her hardships. At any rate, there's a whole lot of characters. Trying to give them all some kind of part while still moving the story forward is pretty tough. That's what happens when you have 17, 18 characters. And a mystery person X. Like, I'm a director or a producer or something. Well, you've got to partition the screen time. After all, by now we've got more characters than a single school class. If you try to give everyone a big role, it'll just turn into a huge mess. Like a school play. You've got the tree and the bush. Just the sheer number of characters made writing the story difficult. With Battler and Beto as the axis of the story, if there were just 1 to 2 other characters, it would make things much simpler, but... You say that, but what should I do? There are dozens of characters, you know? You're a real dummy, you know? Try using your head a little, like Lambda Delta-chan, Sama here. Use your head. Ow. I didn't say to hit me on the head, stupid. Shut up. My head's hurting just trying to think over here. Stop chirping and clamoring around. If you don't quiet down, episode 6 is never going to start. Just come out and tell me if you know of a good strategy. Jeez. You can't fight with a game master. I've got nothing left to tell you. You already know the answer. Don't you? Huh? Hey, wait. Don't escape in a puff of smoke. Damn, she ran off. She was the previous game master, after all. Maybe I should have acted a bit more modestly and gotten some tips and tricks out of her. Well, no point in regretting it now that she's gone. I'll start building the scenario from scratch again. It's the sound of a knock. Who is it this time? Hey, it's open. I don't want a bean jam or anything, so bring me a plot summary instead. Battler-sama, I apologize for disturbing you when you were busy. He looks much older. Oh, if it isn't Genji-san. And just as I thought, Kumasawa-ba-chan, Goda-san, and Dr. Najo too. It's like all the adult servants are here. He looks fatter. It has been a while, Battler-sama. Goda is here. You're thinking of materials for the next plot. This is truly convenient. In that case, I believe we can be of help to you, Battler-san. This is truly fortunate. I don't really get it, but if you've got any ideas to share, I'll accept them gladly. Oh, hey. What are those? Stacks of boxes? What's inside? When one is deep in thought, they often start to crave sugar. Goda made use of his skills to provide you with refreshments, Battler-sama. You don't dislike sweets, do you, Battler-sama? If so, I, Goda, apologize for... Of course not, of course not. From pudding to almond jelly to anything else, Battler-sama just loves sweets. We heard you were having quite a bit of trouble. We thought this might be a good opportunity for you to take a short break. Rather than medicine or examinations, the most important thing for maintaining your ability to concentrate is rest. Then if you will allow me, I will set your table. Just what you'd expect from the adult servants. They tidied up the desk nimbly, took out various colorful desserts from the stack of 3 boxes, and in the blink of an eye brightened up the dim study by laying out a smorgasbord of desserts. Come, come, eat up. If you can settle for this decrepit old lady, perhaps I could spoon-feed you as well? Sorry, but I think I'll just feed myself. Let's all dig in. No, you even made black tea? It's really thoughtful of you. Help yourself, Battler-sama. I have served the master and Beatrice-sama for a long time. Therefore, I know how difficult it is to spin the tale of the game board. No one had yet congratulated you on your promotion to Game Master, Battler-san. Please think of this as a gift and courtesy visit from us elderly. Oh, don't call yourself elderly. I never slight my seniors in life. Come on, let's eat, let's eat. Koda-san, you don't need to be so humble. Let's eat together. Thank you very much. Then please allow me. What a blessing, what a blessing. It's delicious. I feel like my cheeks might cave in. Like they said, a rest might be exactly what I need. I'm not coming up with any new ideas, and my concentration is just getting worse. It's not like I'll get anywhere just sitting in front of the desk with my arms folded. While thanking his seniors in life for their concern, Battler forgot about the heavy responsibility of the Game Master for a bit, and improved his mood by leisurely chatting and enjoying himself. By the way, Battler-san, how are the preparations for episode 6 coming along? I've got no idea, honestly. I was complaining to Lambda Delta about this before, too. But this story has way too many characters. I want to give everyone some time to shine, but it's way too hard to fit all that into a scenario for just one episode. Huh? Come to think of it, didn't you guys say that it was convenient that I'm still trying to think up a plot? Yes, about that. Well, Goda and Kumasawa, even at their age, laughed shyly. When Battler stared at them blankly, wondering what was up, Genji spoke with dignity. Battler-sama, have you seen the results of the most recent popularity poll? Oh yeah, our sponsorship's popularity poll, right? I got first place in that. I'm flattered. Usually in a game like this, I think the heroine would come out on top. It's really rare to see the main male character in first place. Ah well, I guess that was the case with Keiichi-kun from Higurashi too. So there are actually polls done on this stuff? It's Japan, I wouldn't put it past them, but... The one who fared the best among us, Goda, came in 22nd place. Dr. Nanjo came in 48th. Kumasawa was in 53rd. Well, maybe that was the right ranking for a senile old lady like me. What about Genji-san? He was in 41st. Well, that may just be difficult for us to contend with the younger generation. From the first episode, you guys have all been stuck in horrible roles and took them on without complaining even once. It's kinda sad you're ranked that low. Especially when that annoying bitch Erica managed to get 6th place without doing anything halfway decent, you know? It is a popularity poll after all. I know I'll never be able to contend with the beautiful young ladies. Wearing bitter smiles, everyone deflated a little. The fun time we had been having eating desserts and drinking black tea seemed to wither away and end quietly. I want to cheer everyone up somehow. Bing bong. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm the Game Master, aren't I? In that case, to boost your popularity, I can just give you guys more screen time. Everyone perked up and broke into a smile. I get it. So they all came here to make an appeal to me. In Umineko, where the younger generation stands out more, the adults don't usually get a huge role, especially the older servants, who are often killed in the first twilight. And, well, even when they do survive, all the good parts are usually snatched away by me and Beto, so they never really get their chance to shine. And I've been pretty thoughtless. If I sympathize with you about the popularity poll results, I should try and do something about it. Popularity is proportional to how much screen time you get. Pretty much so. Sorry for not realizing that sooner. It seems you guys were really unfortunate in Beto and Lambda Delta scenarios, but now that I'm Game Master, there's been a change in command. Just leave it to me. To make your popularity go way up, I'll make sure to give you guys tons of scenes. Easier said than done. What should I have them do anyway? In a world of magic battles and reasoning battles, where can I fit them in? In that case, I'll ask you guys instead. What kind of role do you want? This is my thanks for that delicious dessert. I'll give you anything you ask for. In that case, please allow me to do something great in the kitchen. Well, of course. But if your only role is to cook, you won't get to do much after the murders start, right? No, please leave it to me. If it's in the kitchen, I can't lose. What if I were to take part in a huge battle building kitchen supplies? One can appear completely useless just before the scene, and end up getting cornered in the kitchen. But when someone insults their cooking tools, the strength of rage will manifest and the tables will turn on the opponent. This does sound like it will appeal to the young ones. My catchphrase will be, I can't lose in the kitchen. How does that sound? Yeah, that's not bad. The chef Goda-san will use his Aikido technique to blow away the swarm of goats. Now if we make sure to play some pumped up battle music there, the scene's sure to stick in everyone's minds. Alright, it's decided. I'll definitely make preparations for Goda-san's awesome battle scene. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much. What do you want to be, Kumasawa Ba-chan? Is it going to be that? The perfect servant who's always stealthily witnessing the key scenes from a crack in the door? I think a role that makes use of my age and experience would be most fitting. Because of my plentiful life experience, I immediately sense that something seems out of place at the crime scene, and find the key to solving the mystery. However, the culprit discovers this, silences me in a heart-ending scene, and I leave behind a dying message. Track down the culprit. Ta-da! Sounds pretty grim. I'll take it. Let's put you in that role, Kumasawa-san. It's pretty easy to make you stand out with a big, dramatic death scene. I'll make it a real tearjerker. Going along with the trend, Nanjo will perform a super surgical operation using only the supplies he always carries on him, and become a super surgeon. On top of that, inside his doctor's robe, he carries a ton of scalpels and drugs, so he can be okay even if he has to fight, kind of like blackjack. Genji-san will play the part of the cool supporting character. He'll be making a cocktail or something in the guest house lounge, reminiscing about the old days. He won't get a battle scene, but a really strong enemy character will say something like, "You're Genji? That's impossible. You should have died." And give us a glimpse of how awesome he was in the past. Alright. This time, the adult servants, we got to do all sorts of stuff. With your plentiful life experience and cunning wit, you'll be able to leave a scratch on the 1,000-year-old witch and her crew. Thanks, everyone. Now that I know what direction to take the story, I might start getting ideas. It's wonderful. It seems to have been able to be of use to you, Battler-san. Well then, we should probably take our leave. If we stay much longer, we'll get in the way of your writing. Yeah, thanks for being concerned for me. And thanks for collaborating with me. I'll be sure to write an awesome scenario and give you guys enough spotlight that you'll all rank in the top 10 in the next popularity poll. Goda, Kurosawa, Nanjo, and even Genji were all choked with tears of gratitude. Battler, in order to clear away their long-standing regrets, immersed himself even more in the production of Episode 6's scenario. Increasing popularity isn't quite that easy. Once again, the sound of a knock. Who is it now? This time, it was a really unexpected character. Well, are you making any progress on the new scenario? Aunt Eva's middle school? No. You're the Witch Eva, aren't you? What did you come here for? That's some greeting. Which previous episode was the most popular? It was episode 3, right? And why do you think that scenario was so exciting? It was because of me, the rival character. If you have a wonderful scenario, you need to have a wonderful rival to go with it. And even if you wouldn't expect it, I got 8th place in the last popularity poll. Really? And Erica got 6th. Alright. Don't you think that's just impressive? As long as you allow it, I can show up in episode 6 and make things even more exciting. Why don't you just give me a role? No thanks. The rival I have is good enough. Why? She fits the role of an annoying rival just perfectly. In her nastiness and perversion, she far outshines you. What's with that? He had promised to confront Erica in the next scenario, so he had unofficially offered her a part. In other words, the position of rival was already filled. So he had no idea where he could place Eva, someone whose character overlapped with Erika's. Additionally, Eva, who had seemed like a pretty irritating character when she made her debut in episode 3, now seemed almost dull in comparison to Erika. After all, Erika, the type of character who would resort to cheap tricks, set the bar very high. Well, that's how it is. Unless there's a bug in the script for the sprites or something, you won't be showing up. You're saying I'm inferior to this Erika girl? How? Why? She's pretty much got all the specs. She's annoying. She's pathetic. Most importantly, she's a pervert. It's almost too much for any one character. What? Are you trying to say I've lost my impact? Are you saying I'm not as good a character? I mean, she's a pervert who changed into a swimsuit to climb the wall and stick duct tape to windows in the pouring rain. Erika came in 6th place in the popularity poll, and you came in 8th. But she still got almost double the amount of votes as you. You know? So what? You're saying that young girls can get votes just by wearing a swimsuit? It's because men are weak against exposure. Even shortening your skirt a bit would be enough. Erika only reaches her knees, but yours is a long one. In this age of Zetairyoki, you can't get anywhere without socks, tights, or thigh highs. Your hairstyle is also pretty plain. Erika's instantly popular twin tails are a huge improvement. Against her skirt, hairstyle, exposure, and perverted nature, you've got no chance. She's totally got you shoved into the background. I can't think of a reason why I should try and work you into the story. Character overlaps with Erika's. Never makes an appearance again. Fired from Umineko. Abandoned on a roadside. Starvation. Death. Death. I don't want that. Please, oh Battler-sama. I'll do my best, so please give me a part. Please give me a part. If the length of my skirt is a problem, I'll fix it. If my hairstyle is a problem, I'll fix it. If it's exposure and a perverted nature you want, I'll do as you say, so please give me a part, Battler-sama. She did. You said you changed the length of your skirt. By how much exactly? 10 centimeters? With the snap of Atler's fingers, Eva's skirt shrank 10 centimeters. Even so, it was still fairly long. Another 10 centimeters. Soon it's gonna reach your knees. Are you sure that's enough for you? Please make it shorter. The skirt became shorter and shorter. In the end, it was so short that she had to frantically pull down the hem with both hands to keep her panties from being seen. It was too short to even be called a miniskirt. Well, I wonder if just fixing your skirt is enough to make your competition for Erika. What about your hair, Yes. I'll put on a wig and wear twin tails. How about the exposure and perverted nature? Battler finally remembered that he was not just a mere scenario writer, but the god called Game Master. That's right. Here, I am God. I'm free to do whatever I want. Anyone who crosses paths with me won't be given a part. And thus, Battler sank into the dark temptation that plagued all witches. Finally, Eva's dress had been remodeled into a super short miniskirt, and she was wearing black knee socks to match. Her hairstyle had been changed into twin tails, and on top of that, she had even agreed to show up on screen with cat ears, a bell collar, a sailor uniform, and bloomers with a tail attached for a special punishment game outfit. But even with such harsh conditions thrust upon her, Eva, who didn't want to lose her part, groveled on the floor and thanked Battler profusely. Battler, who said with an attitude like that of a feudal lord that he would graciously grant her a part, had become a wicked magistrate of a game master, to the point where even Beato would have been surprised. I am the new game master, Battler-sama. Anyone who wants a part, come forward and apply. Anyone who opposes me won't get any screen time. This time, Rudolph and Kiri showed up. Yo, Battler. We're your family, right? So we'll get a part, won't we? The story has finally reached its second half. It's time for the human side's counterattack. We're quite enthusiastic about it ourselves. Kiri-san, sure. But I wonder about the old bastard. Just don't say that. Come on, I'll buy you whatever you want. I'll have a change of heart and become a really good daddy after this. Okay? Okay? Come on, Kiri can still scenes with her great detective work. And I could be the aloof action hero. Come on. Yes, I've got no choice. Be grateful to this generous battler-sama here. I shall grant that wish of yours. Next was Kraus, Natsuhi, and Jessica. They look different. Kraus mostly. Hello there, Battler-kun. Natsuhi, Jessica, and I... Would it be possible for you to give us a part too? It is not that we want to steal the spotlight. It's a very straight arm she's got there. It is not as if you want to steal the spotlight. If you could just depict us as an intimate family, that would be enough. I want to be involved in the battles. Let's kick up a ruckus and beat up the witches and demons together. I'll grant that, but only on one condition. What is it? Natsuhi Obasan, I want you to become my lap pillow. And then, can I call you Mother? Not like I'm gonna force you into it though, okay? Well, if you can, I'd like you to be wearing a swimsuit. And I'll provide the swimsuit myself. How about a school swimsuit? Of course, you don't have to do it. After all, I forgot to find the 6 people to kill off in the first Twilight from somewhere. Battler, you asshole! What do you think you're saying to my mom? I'm not gonna force you to do it, okay? After all, I'm the great game master. I understand. I will wear a swimsuit and act as your lap pillow. Oh yeah! This is just quite bizarre. Next, George's family arrived carrying a box of cakes. Do you have conditions for our family to get screen time too? I'll do anything. Please, you gotta give me our family a part. Please. You don't have to give me and my husband a part, but please at least give George a wonderful role. They're the ones who have actually the most part out of all the families, roughly. Alright, I guess I'll give George and Aniki a kick-ass battle scene. That alright? Really? Thank you, Battler-kun. Thank you so much. However, I'll be borrowing Eva Obasan for one night. That glamorous, outrageous, sexy body of hers. I'll have you cook for me in a bunny girl outfit. Maybe pour me an evening drink. No can do. Leave Eva out of this. I'll do anything else you want. It's alright, dear. If it's for George, Bunny outfit, huh? As Battler became more and more carried away, Rosa appeared before him. Battler-kun, about Maria's part. Of course I don't mind giving her one, but Rosa Obasan? If you ask someone for a favor, you've got to pay them back. Right. This is a gym uniform? What do you want me to wear this for? Rosa Obasan, I think I'll have you wash my back while wearing this gym uniform. This is terrible. I think Battler-kun would succumb to the dark side of being Game Master. He's gone on such a charming rampage. Oh, it's Ranave and Virgilia, huh? Oh, you guys won. Don't worry, I'll make sure to give you guys screen time next episode without any strings attached. Oh my, really? I'm truly grateful. No matter what you may think, I'm a man who doesn't forget his debts. Battler-kun, everyone wishes for a part so much that they've become desperate. Please stop toying with those feelings. Even if it's your request, Virgilia, I'm afraid I can't comply. After all, I don't forget my debts, but I don't forget my grudges either. Oh, right, Ranave. This is a notice. Post it somewhere for me. Certainly. Oh my, what is this? The 7 Sisters of Purgatory won't be getting any screen time. If anyone has any objections, come talk to me. If something like this were posted, there was no doubt the 7 Sisters would run off to see Battler. But since they had been in every episode since episode 2, they had all felt fairly secure as a popular 7 Sisters of Purgatory. So why, this time, would they suddenly not show up at all in this scenario? We all know the answer to that. It's all Lucine's fault. Yes, One-sama. All Lucine's fault. Why is it my fault? What did I do? Because, Lucifer One-sama, in episode 3 you bullied Battler-kun too much. And as a representative for all the sisters, you had a monopoly on tormenting Battler-kun, didn't you? Ah, I'm so jealous I can't stand it. Lucine is the one who darkened Battler-sama's mood. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt. What are you going to do about this, Lucine? I promised Angie-sama that we'd have screen time together again. Are you going to take some responsibility? I'm not the one at fault. Nope, it's all Lucine's fault. Anyway, let's all go apologize to Battler-kun. I don't want to have no screen time. That's actually a really well done picture. That's actually really well done. Now, wearing a cape, Battler sat on a ridiculous throne in an incredibly arrogant manner. The 7 sisters knelt before him, trying to somehow appeal to him for a part. Yo, Lucifer, to think this day would come, huh? Battler-sama, we want a part. We'll do anything you say, so please give us a part. The sisters pleaded on their knees. It looks like 6 of you want to have screen time, but only Lucifer doesn't. If it means I have to kneel before you, I don't mind if I never show up again. Who would stoop to kneeling before you? The 7 Sisters of Purgatory are a set of 7. If one of you is being defiant, I guess that means the rest of you won't get a part either. No way, Battler-sama! Stupid sister, your stubbornness is causing a lot of trouble for the rest of us. Come on, get down on your knees and apologize. That's right, that's right. Press your forehead on the floor and apologize. The younger sisters all held Lucifer down together and forced her to her knees by pushing her against the floor. Lucifer still refused to surrender, and she held back her tears while grinding her teeth. Battler-sama, Lucine is apologizing as well, so please calm your anger. So please give me a part where I meet up with a handsome prince. Give me a part where I eat lots of delicious food. I see, I see. Well, if I'm in a good mood, I'll give you any part you want. Ah, the shoulders sure are stiff. Okay, we'll rub them. Oh, my calves are pretty stiff too. Could you rub those too? Yes, leave it to me. As you wish. Mammon is taking care of my right calf. Belf is massaging my left calf. Asma is taking care of my right arm. Beals is massaging my left arm. Ah, my left and right upper arms are being held between warm fruits. What bliss. Wow, being Game Master is so wonderful. Long live the Game Master. I am God, the God of a new game. The 6 younger sisters are fine, but I sure owe Lucifer for episode 3. You gouged me so many times with that steak of yours. Grinding, 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 grinding. And just remembering it pisses me off. In that case, I think this time Battler-sama should gouge into Lucine's instead. I think that's a great idea. Until Battler-sama feels satisfied, I think he should bully her all night long. What are you guys talking about? Hey, let go of me. Oh, I know, Lucifer One-sama. Your back is your weak spot, right? What, Leviathan? How do you know that? Everyone knows your weak points. You were the only one who thought we didn't know, weren't you? You're too careless, One-sama. So her back is her weak spot, is it? Stop. Do you think I'll surrender if you do that? Do you really think I'll cry and beg for forgiveness? Ah, shut up, shut up. No, my grudge from that day you tortured me by grinding and gouging into me. Is it around here? Around here? Like that. There, there, there. Or is it around here? No, please forgive me, Battler-sama. We finally got the chance for revenge he never had in the original story. Battler complacently ground against Lucifer's back. How do you feel, Battler-sama? Are you refreshed? Yeah, I feel great. My long-standing grudge has been totally cleared up, and I feel all fresh, like I finally shed my skin. Lucifer's shoulders heaved as she caught her breath. She had collapsed with her clothes in disarray, and looked very much like the aftermath of something. It was a bit obscene. So, does this mean you'll give us all a part now? Sure. I've resolved all of my grudges. Don't worry, your screen time is secure. Then I want a scene where I meet a handsome prince. I want to roll where I eat lots of food. I don't need any big scenes. Make sure I'm in the 7th game too. I would like to fight against a formidable enemy and fall beautifully in battle. Hey, you guys. If you ask for all that at once, Battler-sama's gonna get confused. Write your requests on paper before giving them to him. I'm fine with any kind of minor role. I won't defy you again, so could I have a part? What are you talking about, Lucine? You've always been the one to stand out the most. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. The Game Master is God, after all. I'll grant any requests you have. Anything is fine. Oh? Someone else is here. Could it be the Chiesa sisters this time? Or maybe Dillenor's group? Come to think of it. Angie, you've got some nerve not coming to greet me when you're my own little sister. I've already received a full body massage from the 7 sisters. Maybe I'll have the Chiesa sisters wipe the sweat off my brow with their tails. I wonder what I'll get from Dillenor. In that manner, Game Master Battler exhausted the limits of tyranny, and fully enjoyed his harem. However, in this world, people have privilege because they have responsibility. And when you reverse the statement, it rings true even more. Earlier, Battler had used his privilege, so he now as Game Master had to fulfill his responsibility to grant their requests. Excuse me. I recorded all the demands you were responsible for on paper. Oh, thanks, Virgilia. Let's see. There's a whole lot of them. After all, you are the god of the game board, Battler-sama. There is no wish you cannot grant. In that regard, the demands have become quite extravagant. At any rate, Battler-kun, what kind of scenario can you make to fit all these demands? And all in just one episode. List of characters demands for episode 6. Genji, the refined supporting character. While making cocktails in the guest house lounge, I will talk about the past. We hear a bit about my past from a mid-boss character, and we get a feel for how strong I was in the past. Nanjo, a super surgeon. Even when I have no surgical tools, I will use my daily supplies to perform a successful surgery. On top of that, I will have a fight scene where I use surgical tools as weapons. Kumasawa, always witnessing major scenes. Because of my plentiful life experience, I sense that something seems out of place at the crime scene. But I'm killed by the culprit before I can do anything. My death should be a real tearjerker. Of course, for the music in that scene, a new sad song should be ordered from Dai. Goda, I'll cook lots of delicious food. I would like for the scene about my dinner orchestra to be at least 50,000 characters long, and then everyone gives my wonderful cooking a standing ovation. I'll even receive a peck on the cheek from Madame out of admiration. Of course, my fight scene will be in the kitchen. It will start out as a gunfight, but the real part will begin when I drop my gun. Really, Goda? I will blow away the terrorists with my Aikido techniques. My catchphrase will be, I can't lose in the kitchen. Eva, I'll be revived as the villain who surpasses Erica. The succession of cruel murders will unfold once more. towards the end, I'll get involved in an intense battle with Battler that will need to take up at least 100,000 characters of text. The battle scene should use 5 new fight songs made exclusively for Eva. Furthermore, in the hand-to-hand combat spin-off fighting game, I get to be one of the strongest characters. Frontier Works will release a hug pillow of me along with one of the DVDs. Kraus, the battle against the Golden Witch, will head towards the true fight. It will finally develop into the fight for gold, in other words, the fight over finances. Kraus, who had always played the part of the lowly buffoon, finally awakens as the Golden Sorcerer, bargaining to change the market price, distinguishing between truth and lies, enveloped in the money game conspiracy. Business terminology will fly about, to the point where people feel like they've become business experts just by reading it. Supreme loan failure. Pattern blue, confirmed as bubble. Rayman has 5 minutes of active time remaining. The investors are being cut off one by one. Injection of public funds severed. Sending coercion for government backing for Merrill Lynch. It's no good. We cannot send it. What did you say? Commander Kraus. We have received a call from the former chairman of the Federal Reserve, Alan Greenspan. It's been 100 years. Yes, there is no mistake. This is the second world financial crisis, the Rayman bankruptcy. Natsuhi. The story has been quite turbulent until now, so this time I would like a calm romance story aimed towards adults. My husband throws a snowball at me, and when I catch it and split it apart, I find an engagement ring inside. Yeah. Jessica. Forget reasoning and theories. Honestly, I don't give a crap about the mystery. Time for the next exhilarating action chapter with the thrilling Jessica-sama beating up and knocking down the nasty villains with their brass knuckles. I want the director to be Stephen Chow Sing-chi. I'll get cornered towards the end, but then Ken-kun would gallantly dash in to save me. For more detailed explanation of that scene, see page 735 of the appendix. Hideyoshi, returning from the front lines to find his hometown burnt to the ground. No house, no family, no assets. Documenting the man who had lost everything, but became the owner of a restaurant chain from scratch. An exhilarating color film based on a true story is created. After getting by through obtaining goods by sneaking into warehouses and selling them on the black market, the success stories start from up there. For details, see Excitement, the chronicles of an exemplary man's one-man struggles. Stories of success of a restaurant chain owner. It'll be sold at the company's sales department in every chain establishment for 1,800 yen. New employees should read the script during their training period. Eva. Dejected by the steady ruins of the Ushimiya family, Eva struggles to revive the Ushimiya family. Women should do housework and raise children. Women should stay out of the way. The one who should stay out of the way is you, Kraus Nissan. Just you watch, the era of men is long over. With intelligence and strength, and with gentleness and kindness as well, I'll play a huge role by helping my husband. When my husband's company is in trouble, I'll use my womanly quick wit and wisdom to salvage it. And before long, my role in the story will become to revive the Ushimiya family. In the end, what I've done will be acknowledged by Kinzo, and he will accept me as the main head. In the climax, Kraus and a bunch of hoodlums will attack my husband, and when he's in trouble, I'll use my boasted of footwork to kick them back. The lead actress should be me. If that's not possible, then Nobuki Miyamoto. Naturally, the director should be Juzo Itami. George. I'd like a peaceful and loving depiction of how the romance between me and Shannon started. The scene still hasn't been shown in the original work, after all. It happened on the day of the traditional family conference. I wonder how many years ago it was. Remembering it makes me feel a bit embarrassed. That day I had been wearing a hat. It was blown away by a strong wind and went flying away on the beach. At that moment, Shannon showed up. We went to go search the beach together for the hat. We just couldn't find it anywhere, no matter how many times the two of us scoured the beach searching for it. We never found it, but since it would have been boring to just search for it in silence, we conversed with each other the whole time. That was when I heard that she longed to go see an aquarium. By coincidence, I had a friend who was a curator. I arranged it so that just the two of us could especially visit the aquarium on one of the days it was closed. I apologized to her for two things. One was that I wouldn't get to show her the crowds of people at the aquarium. The other was that I hadn't actually been wearing a hat in the first place. Shut up already. What the hell? How long is it going to go on like this? There's still more than half of it left. I feel they are fitting demands. To match your selfish whims, Battler-kun. Now then, you must write a scenario that integrates all of these demands. However, the Game Master has a limit of how much time he has to write the scenario. Time limit? There's something like that? How long do I have? Well, to put things bluntly, until winter comic it. The people at the press factory have their own circumstances as well, so the actual deadline for delivery is even sooner. It seems this year's rider will be quite cold. Winter will be quite cold. It isn't unusual for the factories to be located in mountains. It's possible the factory could be shut down because of snow, and the master disc won't reach us in time. Come now, Battler-sama, you should begin writing. A new scenario that satisfies all the demands. And if you would allow it, I would be most pleased if you were to write that I become the wild captain of a pirate ship and voyage to the ends of the earth. If possible, I would be happy if you would allow me to perform a 17-year-old and 1,000-year-old commemoration live concert. I can't hear you. Can Ushima Battler also make a request? Oh my, what is it? Can this turn out to be all just a dream? No. I got carried away. I sincerely apologize. Please give me, Fragile-sama, Runaway-sama. Oh dear, I suppose we have no choice. If you wish for us to dictate, of course we will undertake that task. However, we will add our own demands to the scenario as well. I'll agree to anything. Why are you giving me those creepy looks? Revuda Bato. Go Bato. You mustn't forget Ranabato. What are you guys talking about? Why are you ending your sentences with Bato? Bato? Is this some kind of new verbal tick, Bato? Notification of urgent recruitment of episode 6 scenario. Please send a text file between 250,000 and 300,000 characters that contains a scenario that follows all the aforementioned demands, as well as a 3-line summary of the plot. Prizes: Battler Grand Plan, 1,000,000 yen, Dojin debut, Battler Prize, 50,000 debut. Deadline must be received by December 29, 2009. Comment in the head section of blah 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 blah. Umineko Tsubasa. I got most of it that time. You want to see that, huh? That would be a hell of a story. And also an absolutely atrocious one. Unless... the only way that could possibly function, I could imagine, is if it was like a ginormic story and like an adventure novel, and it didn't happen in just the 2 days. It would happen like through the past up to the present, and those were all prior events that had happened of some sort. That's like the only way I could see that possibly functioning. Welcome to Rakanjima. And that was just 3 stories. I don't think I'd be able to finish this one in time, but let's go. Jessica's Mother's Day present. Jessica racks her head over what to get Natsuhi for Mother's Day. Maybe the demons of love can help her out. And just as an aside, I'm not fond of abuse of power or making sexy demands, outrageous demands like that. That's not who I am. It's, yeah, Battler, go ahead and do whatever, but it is what it is, though. Story 4. It's that's not to say I would never do silly things while in power. I've done so. I've been a moderator in a guild or officer or whatever, and it's like, you are immediately banned. Alright, you can come back, man. And stuff, just as a joke. I don't think I would ever see myself doing anything horrible like that. Most I would do would be a prank. You're fired, and you're fired, and you are fired. Just kidding, guys. Just come on. Let's go, get down to work. That would be the extent of any abuse of power I would even think of. I don't like suffering. I do not like enacting suffering on people. I don't like that. I like helping. So making people suffer for my benefit goes counter to what I would actually want in the first place. So it just doesn't mesh with me. We are so lenient. Even though the summoning magic circle was a bit off, we don't mind. After all, the power of love is an important thing. They really did summon you guys. Gramps' grimoire was a real thing. Well, this is going to be a disaster. Just off the bat, I can tell. Realizing that she had summoned them herself, despite not thinking that she really could do it, Jessica became dumbfounded for a bit. A desire for a Mother's Day present? Ah, what a strong love towards your mother I'm feeling. Hey, Zapar, I want to grant this adorable daughter's wish. Same here, Furfur. You know, she's always trying hard for love, isn't she? Yep, that's right. After all, she's looking to fulfill forbidden love with a servant. Catching her mother's heart in advance with a Mother's Day present could be a splendid love strategy. No, I wasn't really thinking about it with any deep thoughts like that. She had never imagined that these bustling demons would appear. Jessica was worried about what to get for a Mother's Day present. Looking for ideas, she was fishing through the library for a suitable book. Seeing Kinzo's grimoire, finding it amusing, and reading it, she found a method to make a request to a demon. Because she had summoned the demons while doing so jokingly and half-heartedly, there was no doubt that Kinzo's blood was flowing strongly through Jessica's veins. Hey, Zapar, I wonder if there's a magic item appropriate for Mother's Day. We specialize in romantic love, so love between a parent and child is a bit out of our area of expertise. And after being called out like this, we can't go without giving something, right? I know. We could grant you a fantastic magical item that could remove even the strongest barriers from love with Canon-kun. No, I'm sorry, but ordinary things are just fine. I don't want weird magical items. You can't say that. After all, we're 2 of the 72 highest demons. It'd be impossible for us to say, for calling us your gift is an ordinary carnation. No, just the plain carnation would be good. Yeah, plenty. The topic had grown pointlessly grand in scale, having summoned these troublesome demons. So Jessica placated them with a proposition of just a plain carnation. Well then, if you don't want a big magic, then how about a small magic carnation? Ah, now that you say that, we do have a magical carnation like that, don't we? I think it withers after one day, but during that one day it sends the partner great blessings. If it's something like that, it'd be fine, I guess. If it's just a day of magic, it won't cause a lot of trouble, and there wouldn't be any chance of curses or anything, would there? It's the magic of gratitude. There aren't any curses or negative powers. Unfortunately, however, I have forgotten what kind of blessings it is. But we promise, this magic sends no trouble to the receiver. Your mother, who receives the carnation, is given, just for one day, magic protection. That being said, we're demons with the amazing power to satisfactorily grant you this item, So you too shouldn't be afraid to accept it. Magic carnation. I don't really get what kind of effect you have, but please, by the power of magic, bestow protection. Jessica decided to give the carnation to Natsuhi. Oh boy. Here, it's a Mother's Day present. Ah, a carnation, is it? A somewhat strange carnation, isn't it? Is this by any chance a rare or expensive carnation? No, well, not really. It's supposed to be some kind of lucky charm, and if it gives you a good fortune if you carry it? Is that so? Thank you. I'll take good care of it. Zipar and Furfur had said that the next day after giving the present, the effect would present itself from morning until evening. Jessica wasn't sure what kind of effect the magic would have. She then turned her thoughts for a bit to the fact that tomorrow was a Monday, a school day. On returning from school, she'd hear if anything good had happened. The magic carnation to your mother was an unknown effect. Nothing can go wrong. The next day at the school in Najima, Jessie, good morning. Something wrong? Good morning, Sakika. Nice this morning. My head's been hurting. Oh no, Jessie, a hangover? Your screechy laughter is hurting my head. You say your mother always gets headaches, doesn't she? It could be hereditary. What if you shared your mother's medicine? Jessica suddenly remembered breakfast that morning. That morning, Natsu had a completely bright smile on her face. Somehow, Natsuhi, you seem to be in good spirits today. Yes, it must be because the weather has grown so calm. As my headache seemed to have also calmed down, I woke up quite comfortably. Oh, so it's like that, is it? Surely the carnation was promised to bring protection to the receiver, but it hadn't been said whether curses or blessings would be given to the sender. I get it. It's a demon's present, after all. It was simply one of those things that was too good to be true. The magic of that carnation probably worked by substitution. It removes the headaches from Mom and gives them to me. In other words, Mom is released from headaches today, and instead, I get them for a day. At first, she thought it was pretty annoying magic, but thinking along that line, her feelings changed. Surely she was having a bad time with the headaches, but thanks to that, for just one day, not so he could spend the day pleasantly. Well, I guess you can't have something that's too good to be true. This headache is paying my debt to Mom, but just for today, I'll live it out. Jessica decided that somehow she'd do her best today. What was that? Hey, what the hell are you talking about? Jessie, it's a fight. You gotta stop them. You're the student council president. At school, Jessica was a popular student. Whenever there were fights, she was often called to stop them. But today, for some reason, there were numerous fights all around, and each time Jessica was called over, making her very busy. Still, Jessica found herself recalling something. Now that I think about it, Mom told me about that. When the servants were arguing, she'd watch and arbitrate if it became a fight. I've probably been burdened with that too, haven't I? Today on Rockinjima, the servants were definitely getting along peacefully without fighting. Jessica's imagination had been sparked. That's why the basketball club is so unfair, right? Even if you say that, what about the soccer? So pay the student council fees. They count so much. Yeah, but you said you'd go out with me next week. Sorry, but work absolutely won't budge on that day. Today alone had set a yet unseen peak in trouble. Personal trouble, money issues, and even shift problems. There was absolutely no doubt. All of the usual worries that Natsui held had fallen onto Jessica. As the various issues continued to occur, Jessica unintentionally found herself wondering just what sort of stars her mother had been born under. But from shouldering this debt for just one day, Natsui could pass the time in comfort. That sort of Mother's Day present wasn't bad, was it? Jessica thought so, making the troubles that should have fallen on her mother, one by one, while enduring a headache as a challenge. Rakanjima main residence, dinner time. Natsui's face was bright and cheerful. So, Mom, did something good happen today? Yes. Today was, in all, a good day, almost by fate. It was very peaceful and calm, a lovely day. It must have been because of that good luck carnation you gave me as a present. Thank you very much. Although today had been a when it rains it pours kind of day for Jessica, from her smiling mother's face, she felt that everything had been rewarded. It would soon be midnight, the end of Zephyr and Furfur's carnation magic. When midnight arrived, Jessica's headache simultaneously vanished. Her carnation magic had expired. Finally feeling her head cleared. At the same time, Natsui was once again afflicted by headaches, and it became a slightly complex feeling. It was only for Mother's Day that she just for once could carry the burden of Natsuhi's headaches and other torments. It was showing her respect for her mother, wasn't it? Hey, Jessica. Although the magic of the carnation is now finished, were you satisfied with it? Natsui should have, for just one day, received divine protection. Yes. However, I've properly studied the instructions for that magic incantation. You know, the magic of that carnation. I already get it. I, the sender, get all of the misfortune and trouble as a substitute, don't I? Well, things that are too good to be true and all that. The result was that I paid my debt to Mom, so thanks. Substitute? Zephyr and Furfur exchanged glances, puzzled. No, that's not it. That carnation's magic is a charm. Spiritual magic cuts through all interference to protect for one day. There shouldn't be any effects that shift the trouble to Jessica-chan, but... No, that's not it, right? Mom's headaches were given to me. Zephyr and Furfur exchanged glances once again. The magic, the demons, even if it had granted just a slightly different effect to a human than Sei did, their pride would be wounded just a little bit. Somehow we're not agreeing, are we? Yeah, this is a disgrace to demons. Let's properly study the magic of the carnation a little bit more. We swear with our names on it, we shall absolutely find out the truth. No, it's fine. Thanks to you, I was able to give a little gift for Mother's Day. Thank you, really, you have my gratitude. No, that's no good. We hang our pride on it. We'll absolutely investigate it. Zephyr and Furfur, replying one-sidedly, erased their forms. Jessica, giving a sigh of relief and shrugging her shoulders, erased the magic circle. She probably wouldn't see those two bustling demons again. For next year's birthday, she resolved to properly and sincerely choose a gift by herself. What about that herbal tea Rosa Obasan had been promoting as a good headache treatment? And so, Jessica's Mother's Day ended. And on the other side, Zephyr and Furfur were trying their hardest investigating why the magic that had meant only to protect Natsuhi had seemed to bring trouble to Jessica. As a result, they discovered something strange. It seems that Ushirimi and Natsuhi, very long ago, made a contract with some demon somewhere. That contract with the one-day magic of the carnation was set aside. Because Natsui seems to suffer from headaches, I wonder if she made some sort of exchange request. If that's the case, it should be Natsui's problem alone, and it should have nothing to do with Jessica. Certainly. If it's like this, let's thoroughly investigate Natsuhi. Just what did she wish for that kind of spirit? Everybody, do you understand? Why don't we stop for a bit and turn back the pages with Zephyr and Furfur? That, I'll call it a day, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. And see where this goes. These are kind of fun. Silly little somewhat nonsensical stories that are also somewhat canon, I'd imagine. The Barn Fervor, huh? She actually doesn't look all that different. That's interesting. She's not that much taller, just like barely so. Barn Fervor, Lambda Delta, Burn Castle, Beatrice there, dress big as usual. Battler, the sisters. For some reason, they seem to have a bit more personality in these designs than the remodeled one. Anyway, see you, Zegdo. Thanks for the comments. Just taking a look at the alternate artwork, or the original, I guess. There's Gap, huh? That's a big dress. It's a big dress. Uobara, Genji, Canon, Shannon, Goda, and then Genji, Rosa, Maria, Battler, George, Jessica, Natsuhi. She could use a little bit more detail. Kiri, Rudolph, Eva, Kraus, Kinzo, and Nanjo, huh? Anyway, save it. Call it today. Anyway, that'll be it for today. Take care, everyone. See you later. I might be tired for next stream. I'll explain it later.